Hello and welcome to 101 Code. My name is Moaz Nashawi. If you like our videos, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can get all the new updates. In this video, we're gonna see how we can create our first Spring Boot application project. First, we're gonna see the spring.io initializer website, and then we're gonna see how we can add dependencies from the Maven repository. So at the start, we're gonna build the project and add initial dependencies, and then in later phases, when we build the project, we can add also another dependencies. So we're gonna see how we can do both of things. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's start to see how we can build our first, or how we can create our first Spring Boot project. We're gonna first use the spring.io website initializer from Spring. You go to the start.spring.io, and here is the project structure initializer. This tool will help us build our first Spring Boot application. First, you choose the project build type, and you can choose between Maven and Gradle. We're gonna stick to Maven in this tutorial. For the programming language, you can choose between Java, Kotlin, and Groovy. And for the Spring Boot snapshot, always go with the latest version of the Spring Boot, which is here 2.5.2. Now let's fill the project metadata. For the group, it can be your domain name, for example, com.101 code. And the artifact is the ID of your project. Also, you can put it whatever you want. Let's call it Moaz. And the name of your project, it matches sometimes the project ID. Let's say SoundCloud, for example. We are building a SoundCloud application, for example. And the description, you can put whatever description you want in here. And for the package name, it will match the group and the artifact ID. And you can see here com.101code.soundcloud. For the packaging type, you can choose between jar and war. We're gonna stick to jar also for this course. And for the Java version, you can choose between 16.8, 11, and 8. I'm gonna stick with 11, which is the latest long-term support version, LTS. Here in dependencies, you can select which dependencies you want to have inside your project. We're gonna choose only one, which is web dependency, in order to build a web application from Spring Boot. Once you fill all this information, you can press on generate, and it will download a zip file containing your project structure. You will find this zip file inside your download folder. Extract the content of the zip file. You will find a folder. Inside the folder, you will find a Maven project structure here. Open your IDE, and I'm using IntelliJ. And from the IntelliJ menu, open and choose the path of the project and open. And now your IDE will browse all the files content of your project. Now you have the project structure here. In the main Java, you will find your Spring Boot application or Bootstrap class. This class, that will be the first to run when you run your Spring Boot application. Let's try it and click run. Now the project will be built, and you will see some logs in here. Okay, so now you officially run your first Spring Boot application. And as you can see, we choose a dependency, which is web dependency. In the future, when you start to build your project, you're gonna need to add more dependencies to your project. And you can do that by going to the website Maven repository, which contain almost all the package and dependencies of a Spring Boot or of Maven build project. And let's add, for example, the security of a Spring Boot. This will give you a login form inside your Spring Boot application. We're gonna just add it. And choose here the version that you want to use. Always you go with the last version, or you don't define a version in order for Spring to always use the latest version he gets us on. And now after you copy the tag, you will find inside your project a file called bom.xml, and there's a tag which is dependencies. You go inside this tag and just paste the copied dependency. And once you save and rerun your project, you will find your dependency works inside. That's how you add dependency to your project. That's it for this video. In the next video, we're gonna talk more about Spring Boot and Java. Until then, if you like our videos, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can get all the new updates.